Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to session 2 of Beyond the Corridor, or an American Kids on Brooms adventure. Before we start, I want to give my players an opportunity to reintroduce them and their characters. I will victimize Chris today. You can start.
Hi everyone, my name is Christiana or Chris. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing January Jenkins, whose pronouns are also she, her. Miriam, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Miriam. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Anamika, who also uses they, them pronouns. I will now pass it on to Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil. I am comfortable with any pronouns, and I will be playing Quinn, who uses they, them pronouns. Layla.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Layla. I use Zers or self pronouns or they them pronouns, and I'll be playing Gwen, who uses she her pronouns. Josh, I feel like you are the option.
Yeah, well, thank you. Hi, my name is Josh Sembrano. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Thiago Miguel Casaveno, who also uses he, him pronouns. And yeah, Max, back to you.
I'm Max. I play literally everyone else. I use they, he pronouns, but different characters use different pronouns, which I will get around to. A quick recap for everyone watching, or if you didn't watch last week, let you know what happened. We introduced our magical school, Alabaster Academy, which is deep in a lake outside of Chicago. The school is spread out across multiple biodomes, and all of our students here are in the upper school towards the end of their educations. This approaching weekend has a back to school bash. When I made this up, I totally forgot that like homecoming was the name of that, because we didn't really have homecoming at my high school because I'm from New York City. So like it's homecoming, basically. And there was kind of a lot of buzz starting about that. There was a large promposal-ish thing that happened in the dining hall, which ended up in Theo creating a contest around who can make the best one, which set off a whole bunch around the school in the day following, including Anamika, Gwen, and Quinn using like rocks and some like mild intuition and
Foosball ball.
I don't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And a foosball ball to ask out Melly, who is the sea serpent that lives in the lake and guards the school. And I live in fear of this cast, I think. I took a nap today after work, and I woke up to a text from Josh, like this big, from a planet. I was like, oh, oh God.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't send you the like 2 pages of new backstory I wrote today.
No,
I'm
still,
glad to
I
stay.
already live in fear, like after last week. So there's nothing you can do, but your best. We will begin today's episode on Friday. Friday is the new Saturday at Alabaster Academy, which only has a 4-day school week. So yesterday was your last day of classes, and the dance will be later tonight, but you have plenty of time to get any preparations you want done, get in some of your last minute asks, any shopping you have in mind, doing the hair, the nails, etc., etc. Who considers themselves an early riser amongst the group? Okay, so like half of you. Gwen, Theo, and January. You
House Gruss, let's go.
So you find yourselves maybe on the way to the mess in the morning, or just kind of getting out of your sleeping areas into your common rooms or common areas outside of the like house dorms, and you find that the shenanigans of the contest have definitely ensued throughout the night. There is some evidence lying around, confetti or pop balloons of things that you are not quite sure of happening. You definitely don't remember hearing any balloons pop, but the walls are pretty thick around here. So anything could have happened. There is staff who is actively kind of cleaning things up, doing their regular hallway rounds and supervisions, and just greeting students as they exit the dorms for their weekend. Who has a plan? Who wants to do something today before the dance? I know that you guys expressed interest in shopping.
I definitely want to go shopping, but before that, I think Gwen is super interested in Millie now and is like, I want to go find books that might tell me information about this fish.
Okay, so do you want to do that in the library?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, library is a good, or maybe even or talk to the aquatic zoology professor.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have multiple options here. So there is one of two Professor Estrades. Estrade. What is a multiple of a Professor Estrade?
Estradi?
Like octopi.
As the person who's taken Latin, I will say that is not correct.
I've also taken Latin. I'm just fun.
The declensions
Okay,
are
so,
just,
like-
never mind. We don't need to get into it.
I didn't even take Latin, but I'm triggered by the word declensions after being friends with my friend who did take Latin. Shout out to Amanda. She's definitely not watching this stream. So you are going to try to find Professor Estrade. Where would you like to look for him?
Is there a like staff lounge? Obviously, I'm not allowed to go in the staff lounge, but
Yeah, there's definitely a teacher's lounge for sure.
yeah. Well, I imagine classes haven't started yet because I'm up really early, so I figured
There are
I'd
no
just
classes
knock-
today. It's the
Oh
weekend.
yes,
Yeah.
right. You have said that. Brain. So I imagine. I wonder if there's not classes today, would they even be in the staff lounge? Maybe
I
I'll
can't
just
tell
send
you.
an email. I'll send an email to the professor. I have their emails, right?
Yeah, there's like a kind of like an interschool isolated network. So you send a message to Professor Estrade. Are you honest about what you're looking for?
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, Professor Estrade, I don't know if you heard, but we did a pretty epic promposal, and I got really interested in Millie and like what we know about Millie, and so I just would like to have a conversation with you about it and like pick your brain.
Okay, so no roll needed for that. You send the email, you wait a little bit, maybe pick up some breakfast, and in about 20 minutes, you get a reply. It says, Gwen, I heard all about it. I even saw the video, comma, the entire, italics, staff has, ... You're welcome to meet with me. I'm in my office for the next few hours.
Amazing. Being a teacher's pet really, really pays off sometimes.
So true, bestie.
So yeah, I'll definitely go meet which Professor Estrada am I?
So if you want aquatic, you want Basil Estrade, and if you
Basil.
want normal, you want Benedict.
Okay, well I'll go meet with a little Basil. We all love a little Basil. Let's go.
I can't. Okay, yeah. So you know where his office is. Their offices are kind of framing the connection to the biodome that all of the like creatures that you study or are here for rehab are kept. You knock on the door to his office, and he calls for you to come in. Uh, Professor Estrade's office is like very on the nose professory. He has a ton of books. There's like 2 walls of books. There's paper all over his desk. There's a oh my god. There's like a couch for people to sit parallel to his desk, and on the free walls a number of other like sketches from his past studies, some photos of him and his brother when they were younger, studying and traveling. It's endearing, it's nice, it's cozy. And he greets you and tells you that you can sit.
Yeah, I definitely don't even go towards the chair until I'm told I can sit. And then I'm like, okay, and then it's clear that I'm just doing what was asked of me. I'm so awkward. And then I'm just like, "Hi, Professor Estrada. It's really nice for you to make time to talk to me. I know that it's not a school day, so I really appreciate it."
Oh, you're no trouble. These are actually my designated office hours. I thought that I would put out some extra this week because of the event.
Yeah, I know that I don't take aquatic magizoology, but I'm really interested in Millie because I mean I just don't know much about. I mean we don't know much about her, right?
Millie is an interesting creature, and you can roll charm to see what information you can convince out of him.
Oh my god. Okay. Cool. Not very charming, but we'll see if I pull through. Oh, okay, do I add anything to that for whatever reason? Nope, I got a 2.
Okay. He looks very pensive, sort of like he's weighing what he should and shouldn't say to you. And he says, she's been around here a long time. I mean, even when I was a student, she was around. When my parents were students, she was around. We never really get the chance to study her because she's so big, and she didn't really answer to anybody. But she's nice enough, you know? And he pauses again, and yeah, I don't know. A lot of students don't really ask me about her.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm just interested, but also, if she's been around, like, since your parents have, I mean, I know we haven't had a lot of chances to study her, but we don't know more about her. It just seems like, we share a space with this creature. It seems like we would want to know more about who she is.
I mean, I could bore you with the technical stuff, but essentially, this is her lake, and we all just live in it, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I imagine she was around long before any of us.
To my understanding, her makeup is sort of like the same physiology as a sea snake. Not that I've ever gotten my hands on her, but just from seeing her pass for all these years, she seems to move similarly, even though she has fins and such. She seems more serpentine than anything else.
A sea snake in a lake. I like that it rhymes for sure. Okay, well, I appreciate you talking to me about it.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I wish I could give you more. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can give you to read. You might be able to get some old school newspaper articles in the library. I'm sure people have held interest in her before. Ought to be something.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you again. I'm gonna go back to the mess hall, sit with my house, but I appreciate this.
Not a problem. I always like to help student. Uh, have fun today. He gives one a, it's a little awkward. One of these. This.
Yeah. And then I leave. And our question is: are January and Theo sitting together?
Are they?
Oh, are you guys like in the mess hall sitting together? Or?
Well, not yet.
Okay, well then I just go sit in the mess hall and eat my foods.
Around. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say you can let me know what you're gonna do. So.
Oh yeah. I want to say around lunchtime. So when we know that the majority of the students are awake, because it's the weekend now, and they probably slept in. I will go find Professor Harkin and try to bring her closer to the mess hall.
Okay, so you're looking for Professor Harker. Where are you looking for her?
I would probably just start with her classroom or her office.
Yeah, you can swing by the classroom. It's very orderly, but it is empty, at least people-wise. Her office is locked as well with the lights off.
Oh, with the lights off.
Definitely not a vampire, no.
Can I just knock on the door and Professor, are you in there?
You wait a few moments. No answer quite yet.
Okay, I'll send a text to Theo and be like, I can't find Harker anywhere, or Harkins anywhere. Is she?
No, it's Harker. It's definitely Harker. It's a. We'll get to what the joke is about after it ends. Yeah.
So you send that text. Theo's on his way back from his morning of feeding all the animals for the professor's estrade. Obviously, he likes to spend his Friday mornings helping out and taking care of some of those animals. Of course, he's taking his, to volunteer. He gets that text and he goes, shoot. As a person who's worked closely with administration, do I have access, or would I know at least somewhat of some of these professors' schedules in order to maybe get a grasp of where Professor Harker's at?
Yes, you can give me a brains roll. We'll do difficulty of 7 because that's the number I feel like.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's a 5. So
okay. So a 5 isn't terrible. You try not to make assumptions. You don't know Professor Harker's schedule officially. You know that she only teaches like late block classes, and that she isn't like very present. Like you have Professor Kumar, who's like the kitchen magic professor and the head chef. He's always out. He loves talking to students. Professor Harker is definitely on the more serious side, and she doesn't make herself available as much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then in that case, I'm going to go ahead and, knowing that, text January back and say, maybe we start the light show to get her attention.
Okay, meet you near the mess hall entrance.
Sounds good. And I'll go ahead and make my way towards the mess hall. And while I'm there, I'm going to be scoping for, and obviously I've spent, the last bunch of years here, but I'm scoping for a place that's elevated that I could stand in, maybe some kind of balcony cover or something that I can stand in that would be kind of out of sight or easy to hide from like the general populace of people who are in the mess hall.
So you're looking for somewhere to hide, like within the mess?
Or outside of the mess, but
Or
somewhere
outside.
generally. I'm assuming, does the mess hall, like, are we in a closed building? Does it have like glass roof or?
It's just another bubble amongst many bubbles that make up the school.
Perfect.
I'm not sure about somewhere to hide. You definitely could dip into like the food storage areas, like where things would connect to the kitchen section to try to hide over there. You could maybe go under a table or try to do like at a table but hood up. But I don't know if there's like a balcony or anything like that because it is a like lunchroom.
Does this lunchroom have those kinds of like benches, those bench tables that you can like fold up and roll away? Is it those kinds of bench tables?
If you want it to be, I'll give that to you. I meant for them to be round tables, but like they can be round and still be able to fold and roll.
Well, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up then, and I'm going to go up to like one of the tables that's either not being used or if it's packed, I'm going to go and actually talk to a group of students at one of the tables that's maybe less occupied and be like, hi, so sorry. We actually need to move this table out of the way off to the side just because it's actually causing a fire hazard for being so close to the door, if that's okay.
Yeah, you go up to a table. It just has two students who just started their first year at the upper school. So they're like 15 and they're like, oh shit, like the student body president is coming over here, like act natural, act cool. And then you just ask them to move and they're like, oh shit, okay. And they scatter off.
Cool. All right, I'm going to fold up that table and like wheel it along to one of the far sides of the room and just use it like a mini little wall so I could just kind of like hide behind and look out into the rest of the mess hall if possible.
You fold it up. You kind of put it in a corner. It looks natural enough.
Yeah, cool. And I guess in that case, I'll go and I'll see if January is coming there immediately.
I'll make my way inside and look for you because you're responsible, I guess, for the first part of our plan.
We'll see.
I'll send you a text. I'll send him a text that just says, make the start as dramatic as possible. We need to get Harker's attention. Don't know where she is.
I read that text and I say, okay, I go behind in my little makeshift bunker now. And I warm myself up for this illusion spell. Max is
checked out.
I'm gonna pull out my cherry wand, and I'm gonna prep a spell for the center, like probably, like depending on how high the ceiling of this dome is, I'm gonna make it probably like 10 feet lower than that, and I'm going to attempt to cast an illusory spell, where basically, like, I want there to be almost like a blank black expanse, like a void, just like a plane of a void that just kind of like spreads out thin and narrow. And then I want a single bright star, just a bright shining dot to like appear in that space.
Okay. Just before we do this, to clarify to me, do you want this to look like it's happening like inside the bubble or outside the bubble?
Well, I guess outside. The issue is outside the bubble. We can't really see the sky, right? Because it's
water. So you want it to kind of happen like on the the proverbial ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like close to the ceiling, a little bit away from it.
Yeah,
but
most of the
inside.
lighting floats in here. So yeah, let's get a. What do you guys think for illusion? Charm magic?
I think
Charm.
I think it could either be illusion or charm, charm or brains, depending on how you look at it. But this feels like charm because you want people to be looking at you, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with charm. And January, are you aiding in any way with the spell, or just with the second part of the plan?
Just with the second part of the plan.
Okay, in that case, I need a charm roll. We're gonna make it difficulty of 11.
Okay.
Just be making up numbers. Sure.
Okay. I got a +2 to all charm magic, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah, I know how this worked.
Okay. Okay. That's a 13.
A 13. Okay. So you haven't exactly practiced this, but you are skilled enough in illusion that you sort of know what motions to go through to make it work. You set yourself up and you cast, and slowly a sort of like a Vanta black starts to creep out into like an oval, a very neat like oval shape on the ceiling, and from that begins to descend this bright bluish, this with by the slightest bit sparkling star, and this quickly begins to attract the attention of the students in the lunchroom, the staff in the lunchroom, everybody. Some students begin to take pictures or to chatter, and you notice one of the staff members in the kitchen on a phone very quickly calling someone in. I think you have probably a minute or two. You're just going to maintain the spell?
That's the hope. Yeah, I'm maintaining the spell, and I'm trying to be as low key as possible.
Yeah, and knowing that January will make her way to the center of the room, stand on a table, and sort of flourish and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday." As you can all see, a very strange phenomenon is occurring in our own school, in our mess hall. It seems to be of the astral kind, and I wonder who it is that could explain all of this to us. If only they were here.
Just as you say this, you see from what actually appears to be back in the kitchen, Professor Harker emerges. She's not quite in her usual formal attire. It's not quite pajamas either, but it's definitely more casual than most students are used to seeing her. And she's carrying a cup, which she puts down on the counter behind her as she pulls her cardigan closed and slowly wanders into the lunchroom. I'm actually going to have her do a roll, which I think is my first roll.
Yes.
All right, that's decent enough. As a professor of magic, it takes her a few moments, mostly staring in disbelief in those moments without actually calculating what's going on. And you see her doing this with her hand, and then she calls out and she goes, "That is illusory, I believe. So everyone can be calm."
As soon as she says that, I will move on to the second phase.
All right.
Will be, just go ahead. Go. Or do you want me to describe it?
Or I thought you might want to.
Okay.
Do it.
So you said
But
it's like a bluish star, right? That's like hovering now above the void.
Yeah, it's very very light and bright with the slightest blue tint. And I guess I'll do it. So, as planned, you've already succeeded in the casting of this spell. It just takes, a little bit of nudging, a little bit of shifting to bring in the second half. The star kind of splits outward in all directions into a bunch of smaller lights. The blackness kind of fades and shifts into a more nebula-like structure, less perfectly squared off and rounded, and the stars begin to connect in a constellation that reads with a fun little poem.
Yeah. So at that point, when that starts to happen, January will very obviously take out her wand, her wisteria wand, and act as if she is literally writing in the stars, connecting the lines together as a constellation.
Okay, you can roll charm difficulty 5 because it's very easy to believe that you are doing that.
Sure. All right. I rolled a 7.
Yep, that is perfectly fine. Everyone's attention is it's very much like Rocky, Janet, Dr. Scott, Brad, like Professor Harker, the sky, January, the sky, Professor Harker. Everyone in the room is watching, including the professor, as you write. Some of the students are amazed that the professor looks not quite bashful, but definitely amused at the attempt. She isn't much of a smiler, but she's kind of like laughing into her hand, hiding her face as this writes out. Would one of you like to read what you have written for the class today?
Sure, I'll read it. It says, from January to December, and the January is underlined, and then that phrase is erased. Every year harkens to nature's dance. And that line is erased. So, Professor Harker, this September, with us, won't you take a chance? If your plans tonight don't clash, join us for the back to school bash.
As everyone in the mess realizes that a student is asking a professor to the dance, the tone of the chatter changes. It's a little bit scandalous. Some of the kitchen staff are really having a good time with this one, because have you ever met a school kitchen staff?
Yeah.
Some things are universal. Professor Harker gathers herself and looks around. You can see her calculating, she clearly has to address this, and she presses her hands together and she says, Miss Jenkins, I am flattered and I am thrilled that our older students are finding their identities. Alas, it would be inappropriate to accept such a proposal on an individual basis, but I will announce to all of you watching that I will be chaperoning tonight. And I will see you all there, provided that you have done your work for my class first. The chatter changes again, and she is kind of like a big nod to you, a little bit of like crowd control nodding to the students, and picks her glass back up and dips back into the kitchen.
Theo immediately drops the spell, just like he was sweating a little bit from holding it. Puts his wand back in his pack, smudges over there, just like shaking his head at me. And I go, and I just walk back out into the mess hall and go, whoa, wasn't that crazy?
Yeah. January will kind of make a big show of pouting and like acting as if she's so upset at this denial, hoping to still kind of maintain the thing of like, this was all my idea. No one else was involved. Please don't look elsewhere. It was me. And
Theo will actually go up to January and be like, January, that was actually kind of inappropriate, if you don't mind my saying. And be like, sorry, we do not recommend any kind of fraternization between professors and students of this kind. So sorry, everyone. So sorry. And I'll be like, and I'll just like nod to January and I'll be like, see you in the common room then. And I'll go in. Yeah. I'll head over to the common room.
You hear some pretty funny commentary. Some people say things directly to you, January, either complimenting your spell work. You overhear some like people starting to argue about whether or not that should have happened. Someone says she's a MILF though, and then
100%.
And you are officially the talk of the town right now.
Can I just say at this point, like as everyone's dispersing to go do whatever they want for the day, Anamika kind of rolls in like ready to go grab something to eat and be like, oh, what did I miss?
I have a question. Was Phil here at the beginning of this? Like, would Phil have been in the mess hall for lunch?
So I think Quinn was probably there. Sorry. And like was maybe this was Quinn's breakfast. Probably woke up a little bit beforehand.
Was it breakfast or was it breakfast?
I don't know what the difference is.
There's breakfast because it's in the morning, and then there's breakfast because it's the first thing you eat that day.
Yeah. No, this is Quinn's breakfast.
Go on. I'm just hassling you. Go ahead, Bill.
It's both counts. But it is around noon. So Quinn's there and probably didn't at least notice the like happenings on the ceiling. Like heard people talking, kind of like looked around and didn't see anything, but never looked up. And so when like the actual like calling out from Professor Harker started, I think that's when they realized like, oh, something's actually happening. But I don't think they fully understood the full extent of what is going on.
It takes Quinn a minute because there's sort of all this chatter and they're trying to process like where the source of it is, and it's a little bit overwhelming. And then Professor Harker comes out and you're like, what the fuck? Professor Harker is wearing a t-shirt and a cardigan? And that entrances you long enough to get a late start on understanding what's going on, and you are able to catch the second half of the poem and figure out what has happened in the aftermath.
While everyone is like still caught up in what's going on, I would like to pull Quinn aside, if that's okay.
Yeah, I think that one of Quinn's kind of personality traits is simply being like easy to move.
Right? That's great.
Agreeable.
Yeah. That's great.
Very.
So I'm talking to, I say, hey Quinn, okay, listen, after we did the promposal, I was really interested in learning more about Millie. And so I met with with Professor Basil. I call him by his first name.
Oh, first name basis, that's cool.
Yeah, sure. I'm just like that. But the thing is that he was acting weird, kind of, about me asking questions. And you're good at conveyance, right?
Yeah, I'm good at moving all over the place.
Okay, well, his office hours were this morning, and this is a little out of character for me, but nothing will get me to do something crazy faster than curiosity. And I feel like he's hiding something. So I have a proposal that's a little crazy.
Okay.
His office hours were this morning. He's probably not in his office. Do you want to help me break into his office?
Oh, that's what I thought you wanted to do something that's sort of thing that happened just now. I thought you were going to do that with your good friend Professor Basil. Oh, I can do that though. I'm more help with that than
because I need someone at least to be a lookout. But if you're good at conveyance, you can probably get into the office and then unlock it from the inside.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
Okay. I have a plan.
I like plans.
Plans. I'm going to go grab a notebook from my room. I want you to go down to his office and knock on the door and message me if he's in there. And if he is in there, make up some reason why you're there. Maybe you have a question about homework. You're in aquatic magizoology, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe you have a question about something. We'll figure that out.
I'll think of something. Yeah, I'll think of something.
But if he's not, we break in.
Great. One question. Where is his office?
That's a good. I pull out a student map that I carry with me at all times. And just because I like helping out the freshmen. And I point it out, and I give the map to Quinn, like, here you go. And I drew on it like it's a maze. Like that's direct instructions how to get there.
I think Quinn asked you to do that.
I absolutely
yes. So
please.
Gwen takes out this map. They give this to you like when you start at the upper school. Mm-hmm. It's very clearly been folded and unfolded hundreds of times. At the major fold points, there are little holes. The ink is even a little bit faded, but the scrawled line that shows you where to go is fresh ink from Gwen just now, and it is easy enough to follow.
Great. I like easy to follow.
Yep. So you're heading over there alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to go get my notebook.
Okay. So you go to the Professors Estrade's offices. They both appear to be out. There is a note on Basil Estrade's door that essentially says that he is on the surface until later tonight.
Oh!
Is it like a post-it note stuck to the door?
It's like a piece of like he could have used magic, but instead it's like a lined piece of notebook paper with a piece of scotch tape.
Okay. I think Quinn kind of like lifts it up to see if there's anything on the back.
To see if there's anything on
there's
the
nothing
back.
on the back.
There could be, you don't know.
There's nothing on the back.
Is the office locked?
The office door is locked. Yeah.
Okay. I'll send a message to Gwen to say, it seems like Professor Estrade is gonna be gone for a bit.
Okay. I messaged Quinn, stay there on my way, and go to meet them.
Yep.
It's a good thing you said stay there.
Quinn is outside the office looking at the paper like this when you arrive.
It could be invisible. I just have to look really hard.
Okay, Quinn. So here's the thing. I'm afraid that if we use magic on the lock, it will be like enchanted or something, right? Because that's a good security system that would make sense. But maybe you can convey into the office.
if there's magic on the lock, there might also be magic on the room to stop that sort of thing, but it can't hurt to try.
I guess, can I do a roll to see if I can detect any magic on the office?
Yeah, you can roll. You can roll brains. Difficulty of 5. Yeah.
Is there magic in this magic school? Let's
Okay,
find out.
I got 11.
Yeah, that success with flying colors. So this is something you know from perhaps another professor talking about it in the past. There's sort of like a trusting relationship between most of the professors and the students here.
Oh no.
So the doors lock, but they don't go under magical protection unless there's like a security alert in the school. Otherwise, it's just a normal mundane lock.
Okay.
I think while you were
Okay,
doing
Quinn.
that, Quinn was already trying to convey inside.
Okay.
I turn to Quinn. I'm like, Quinn, don't do that yet.
Okay.
I need to press upon you that this is very bad what we're doing. I know that it was my idea, but I need to press upon you that if we get caught, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. And I just want to make sure that I have informed consent that as soon as we start this, if we get caught, it's going to be pretty bad.
Got it. If we get caught, it was your idea.
It was. Yeah.
Ready.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
And then before you go, can I also try to do divination magic or some type of magic to see if there's anyone who's like going to be coming by soon?
Yep, go ahead and make another brains roll. That's common enough. It's near future, so we'll stick to that difficulty of 5.
Has just basically been standing around brandishing their wand, practicing.
There we go. That's a 14, baby.
Oh my god.
I'm very intelligent. You should make those higher DCs.
Well, it reasonably is an easy thing for you to do because you're a skilled diviner and you're only looking for the next few minutes of future. You get a little bit more than you ask for. The hall remains relatively empty other than the normal passerby traffic. None of the professors with offices, in this area leave their office or return at any given point. You're able to.
One of the passerbys?
If you would like to be over there within the next few minutes, you do see Anamika come by and wave to you guys as they pass.
What are you doing?
Yeah, but it seems safe. You get a few glimpses of a few other things. You see when he eventually does return, he's carrying a lot of stuff, presumably for the dance tonight, things that he's gotten from the surface. You see people in their dance garb heading the opposite way down the hallway to where the dance will be held. You essentially kind of have an overview of what happens in this hallway for the next few hours.
Interesting. Okay, good. I store all of it in my brain, and I'm like, okay, Quinn. Convey inside if you can. If not, we'll try to find some way to unlock the door.
Okay.
And when you get inside, unlock it from the inside, so I can.
That makes sense. That's a good idea. They brandish their wand and try to convey into the office.
Okay, did I have you use brains for that also last time?
Unfortunately,
do you remember?
Yeah.
I did. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna stick with a difficulty of 5 for now.
Oh no.
Don't worry. It's like 2 feet.
That's a 6.
Good enough. Good enough.
I'm very good at
Good
this game.
enough.
Also, the highest I could roll in a brains roll.
Oh shit. Okay. So, yep. You pop on the other side of the door. No one is in here.
I don't think Quinn's been in here before. So from the other side of the door, you hear kind of like a muffled like, whoa. And then you hear the
Hey,
door unlock.
Be quiet. And then I come in and I'm like, Quinn, I love you so much. I'm so glad you're excited about this. If I can hear you outside the door, that's sad. That shouldn't be happening. We gotta,
You're right.
not just inside voices, like someone sleeping voices.
Oh, okay.
Amazing. Okay. Can
Should
you
I like
help
wait
me?
outside to see if anybody's gonna like come by? Or
Um,
should I be in here? Should I be out there? Should I be in here?
be outside, but don't be right outside the door. If there's
Okay.
like a water fountain or something, or maybe like look like you're on your phone, especially because I'll text you if I need you.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
see if anybody like dropped anything cool in the
There,
area.
there are benches placed periodically throughout all of the hallways because another one of my ideal school views is places being disability friendly. So yeah, there are benches in every hallway where people can sit, kind of with these stone corner tables if you need to rest your bag down.
okay, you said that there were like bookshelves. I start looking at the books, trying to see if there are any um, books that might like hold some information about like Millie, or like, I don't know. The professor was just so weird about it.
Okay, let's continue with the brains, especially because the book especially says that you. Actually, I'm not going to say that. You can go ahead and roll brains. Let's get a difficulty of 10.
Let's go, Gwen. Come on. Come on.
Let's go, girls. Dun, 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 dun.
That is a 20.
Oh my goodness. I was going to say I should have made it higher, but even the higher number I was considering, you still would have beat. So you are very smart, Gwen. You work methodically. You're able to survey the shelves and quickly understand that there's a rhyme and reason to the organization of the books here. Things are sorted by, like, these are books about things that exist in the Pacific. These are books that specifically talk about like a specific type of animal. Everything is sectioned off relatively, and mostly organized by author last name alphabetically. There are a few things that are out of place, but likely accidentally. Using that system, you head to the creature studies and you're able to find a book that talks about kind of foretold creatures of lakes. It's a kind of a part human mythology and history, mundane understanding of what things are, and part magical perspective and study of different lake creatures and whether or not they are actually real. And I think I'm going to call break there and we will get to the information you find in that book afterwards.
Is it
So-
okay if I also search other things in the room afterwards?
Yeah, this is the big one though. So the big thing you're looking for. All right, everybody, get a snack, get a drink, take a bio break, and we'll be back in a little bit for the second half of the episode. Woo. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you had a good break and you're ready to jump back into my own personal hell, fielding questions from players that I wasn't ready to answer. So let's zoom back in. We have Gwen in Professor Estrade's office with Quinn taking relative watch outside. Perhaps not a dutiful watch, but a form of watch indeed. You do see Anamika go by at this point, Quinn, as Gwen is researching in the office. So you have essentially cast like legend lore on Melly. So in this book, you flip through it. It's kind of sorted by region. You find North America. There's a few different creatures, sightings of like mermaids, which are dispelled as manatees, like down in Florida. You eventually come across Emily. Her name in the book is officially Emily, and it basically it goes over just how old she is. Emily has been around for generations, and for this alone, she is regarded by people in Magizoological. I wonder how the captions do that. I can't wait to see that. In the Magizoological field, to be magical on that front alone, just by age. It's, impossible for something to live that long. It's been hypothesized that she's descendant of creatures in myth, like the Midgard serpent, or like the Leviathan. No one knows for sure what quite she is, but they know that she has personality that is not human-like, but she isn't like close to a single-cell organism either. She definitely has, I guess, like chimpanzee comparable intelligence, as people have noted throughout the years. There are some studies noted, and this is probably the most interesting part to you, of a Professor Patterson who worked here at Alabaster in its original opening, which I believe I made in the 1800s. It's not like I have a document that says this stuff. Yeah, it should be sometime in the 1800s. Who originally encountered Millie during the building of the school and noted some aggressive behavior from her. But he was sort of determined to earn her trust. And even going through his journals later, the scholar who wrote this book isn't quite sure what he did to appease her, but says that allegedly it worked because of the way that she acts as a sort of guard to Alabaster Academy now. Melly is regarded as one of the more elusive and hard to explain sea monsters in the world, up there with the Loch Ness, but clearly less well known. Is that satisfactory?
Yeah.
That makes it all worth it. The excited nodding.
Loved it. So I'm guessing that's all the information in that book. So I would like to, just because we have limited time, try to use magic to copy those pages into my notebook.
Yeah, I mean, you're also welcome to, not to impose a strategy on you, but you're also welcome to take a picture, like with your phone.
Sorry. Magic brain.
I love
Yeah, so I'd like to take some pictures with my phone. And then I would like to look through because I was like, first of all, clearly he was like, there's no information in here. Clearly there is. So I'm wondering if there's any more information. So I would like to look through the desk and like other things just to see if I find especially anything that might be personal, like look like it's like a personal notebook or something.
Okay. Oh God, I'm so excited you asked. This is gonna potentially be a two-parter. So let's get a brains roll for the searching at a difficulty of 12.
Okay. Oh. Whenever the game master's like, I'm so glad you asked, that's when you get nervous. Okay, that is an 18.
I'm turning the tables. It's time for you all to be afraid.
Well, I got an 18 on the brains roll.
Okay, so you're looking. He's definitely sort of like a little bit of a tortured academic. Like he has notes everywhere about all kinds of things. You have like class reports of like students' activity in class. You have his own personal research, some stuff about turtles, very cute drawings, but not what you're looking for. You eventually go in the bottom right drawer in the desk. You open it, and it's like nearly empty. There are just a few papers in there, and you tap on the bottom of the drawer. You realize it's definitely a false bottom. And before we continue, how are you going to try to, if you are going to try to get it open, how are you going to do that?
That's a really good question. I think if it's a false bottom, I can tell it's a false bottom. Is there anything that I can see that might, is there anything that I can see that might be a way to open it? Or if it's a false bottom, I'm guessing there's not.
I know exactly how to open a false bottom, but I'm not going to tell you right now.
Absolutely. Can I actually see if I can look under the drawer and see if there's a way under it? Like
you want to get on the floor and look at the drawer from the ground view?
The bottom? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you get down there, and there is a kind of pencil-sized hole in one of the corners of the wood of the drawer.
A pencil-sized hole in the corner of the drawer. Oh. Okay. Can I take the drawer just out of the desk? Because I know that sometimes they're on a track. But can I just take
you can pull it all the way out, but this one is locked in. So you can get it so this is the desk and this is the drawer, but the drawer is not detaching itself from the structure.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try what kind of magic would this be? What spell? I'm thinking once again I'm magic braining. What spell would help with this? I don't want to force it open. I know that mostly because Gwen wouldn't try to force it open. Gwen is more of the sneaky person. So I wonder if there's a way for me to try, before I open it, to try and see through the wood. Is that something magic can do? X-ray vision? I don't know.
I don't think. I never considered X-ray vision in this universe. I will allow you to make a roll to try to sense what's inside. You can roll brains difficulty 9.
Okay. Oh, I did not make it. That's like
Okay.
a 3.
So you sit, you try, you're like, the spirit is with you, you're thinking really hard about what's in the drawer, and you sit there for a few seconds, you realize it's not working, and then you feel kind of silly. Like, why did I think that would work?
So what I'm going to do now, because I don't know how to stop while I'm ahead, is I'm going to see if there are any pencils in the room, and I'm going to try to stick it through the pencil-sized hole.
Yeah, so it's a professor's desk. He has plenty of pencils and pens in a container up on his desk. With the drawer pulled out, you push it through, and the bottom of the false drawer comes up with the pencil, and you can see a journal, kind of like stuffed to the brim. Like, there are pages that are like put inside that aren't actually like bound to the leather of the book. That's the one thing that's underneath in there.
Okay. I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna open it. Not yet, because we don't have a lot of time, but I want to buy us more time. So I would like to take my notebook and try to illusion it to look like that notebook.
Okay. I think a transfiguration roll might make more sense in this case, because you won't be there to maintain the illusion.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And okay, so you can go ahead and roll charm difficulty of 6.
Come on. Ugh. Okay, just give me a second. I need to breathe because I'm so excited.
You got it.
Okay. Do I add anything to that? I have 5 adversity tokens, and I rolled a 1.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to use all of my adversity tokens.
Okay. So
because I'm dedicated.
It is a struggle. You're not the best at transfiguration, but you managed to change the shape of your own journal so it matches the same leather color, the wear, the messiness of this one. And I assume you replace it in the drawer.
I replace it in the drawer. I put the pencil back exactly where it was. I close the drawer. I make sure the book is in its proper place. I lock the door on my way out, make sure the lights are off.
How do you lock the door on your way out? You don't have the keys. So how are you locking the door?
Maybe I'll use magic when I get outside.
All right. So your options here are, you can, I guess, try to use a spell to lock it, which I guess is like the spiritual reverse of like whatever Alohomora is. Or you can send Quinn back in to lock it and pop back out.
Quinn's like underneath.
Let's just try locking it. I'll just.
Quinn's like underneath a nearby bench, like reaching for like a coin that fell out of someone's pocket.
I'm gonna leave Quinn there for a second. I'm gonna just try to lock it myself, and then I'll get them.
All right. Go ahead and roll brains difficulty 5.
Surely I'll get this. I do not. I rolled a 2. We're getting those adversity tokens back. Let's go.
Yeah. So you've unlocked doors. You've never had to lock a door, and like you're trying to like do the spell in reverse, like in hopes that it will have the opposite effect, but nothing seems to be happening. You don't hear the lock click.
Okay. Quinn. Hey, Quinn. I pick up the coin and I hand it to them.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Quinn. Yeah, no, I saw you were reaching for it. You're being very helpful to me. Can you go back in and lock it, and then come back out?
What kind of like lock is it? Just Gary, like
it's like my front door, Phil.
Okay, because I think Quinn literally like walks inside and like turns it to the, because presumably there's like a a locking mechanism that you can operate from the inside.
Yeah, it's that boy.
Yeah, I think Quinn like does that and then walks outside and tries to close the door.
Hey, Quinn.
Yeah.
Is it locked? Let's try. And then
I did the I don't know if that like worked with the type of lock it is on the door, but that would be their first attempt, at least.
Okay, I feel like I'm missing something here. So explain to me what has happened again.
They're basically trying to like turn like the locking mechanism to the locked position, go outside the room, and then pull it closed.
I think it's a keyhole lock.
Oh, okay. Well,
is that what it is?
Okay, so you would need. Okay, so basically, this is how doors work. There's a way that you can lock it from the inside.
Is it like
from
a
the
deadbolt?
outside,
okay.
You use a key.
Great. So it's like a deadbolt as opposed to, okay, got it. Then they go inside, lock it, and then convey outside.
Okay, you're conveying outside. That's what I was looking for. I'm not going to make you roll again because you just did it with this room already. Okay.
It definitely is the moment where they try and close the door and the like deadbolt kind of like hits the frame and they're like, oh, okay. And then they go back inside.
Okay. Because we have about half an hour left at this point, let's jump back to the rest of the team. Does anybody have any other pre-dance activities they would like to perform at this time?
Theo's got two small things. One, he's going to immediately go back to the Groose common room and he's going to make an announcement. Right after the whole incident in the mess hall happens, he's going to go make an announcement that basically is like, everyone, vote now on who your favorite promposal or whatever dance proposal was for the back to school bash. And like tell them where to turn it in. So basically we could get the votes kind of counted in. So that way we have a winner at the end of the day.
Yeah, so you scroll out a big tally board on your homeroom's board. It thus appears in a few minutes on all the boards around the school, and people add their tally marks to the groups that they think have the best chance of winning.
Sweet. And then the second thing, Theo's going to head up to Chicago to the surface as fast as he can because he needs to buy himself a new suit. He needs to get his fade and like all his hair lined up. He needs to be looking sharp for tonight. It's his last homecoming dance, his last back to school bash. So he's getting like a black and purple damask suit. It's very expensive, but you know, mom can afford it. So
let's go. Theo and myself share a similar ability to know everything all the time. So I'm sure you have an appointment for your haircut already. You know exactly where you're going for your suit. You called in the order like 3 weeks ago. It's tailored. Everything is ready.
Wonderful.
Anyone else?
If they are willing, there's a sign on my door, basically to my room that says, you know, free makeovers inside or need help with getting dressed for the dance, please come visit me. And inside, January is getting dressed and she's way overdressed. It is
no such thing. No such thing.
Good. She's wearing.
You go to magic school underwater, please.
That's also true, yeah. So just matching the vibe of this then. She is wearing a lavender, a pastel kind of lavender strapless satin dress, A-line, long, almost shoulder length satin matching gloves that are also lavender. The dress itself, it has like a cape with like little constellations on it. It's very shimmery, but also very see-through, like a chiffon cape. And she's just walking around looking very regal, attending to anyone who comes through the door, doing little magical touch-ups if she can.
Yeah, so the houses are close enough knit, and today is a good day. So you have a few people come in for
I
help.
think I joined too.
Yeah,
Yes.
Anamika, go ahead.
Oh yeah, like I just joined in and all of that, and I think if there's anything I do during sort of the whole dress up and makeover, it would be I'd like to Cinderella my dress, like use magic to kind of
Yay.
fix up patches and things like that. Because I raided the thrift store and kind of like Frankenstein something together.
It
The
has a
thrift
time
store
limit.
has surprisingly good formal clothes, usually. So, yep, you go to January's room. You are able to. I'm not going to make you roll because it would be like an eventual success sort of thing. You have time. Um, you make the necessary alterations to give yourself a nice dress out of the kind of base that you found in a thrift store on the surface.
Can I describe what it's?
Yes, I was just about to ask you to do so.
Yeah. So the dress is essentially the bottom half looks like very voluminous skirts, but they're actually very large. I guess the word for it would be culottes. It's actually pants, but when put together, it looks like a skirt. And the top is sort of a fitting tunic, and there's also a matching veil to go with it, sort of draped in a very pleasing manner. And it's very sort of a light, chiffon or something like a little semi-transparent, and it's in shades in the house colors, so like green and gold. The gold is the metallic touch, but it's like greens.
You can go ahead and take a free adversity token for pants that look like a dress.
Yeah,
I am very passionate about this.
It's called a Garara.
Garara.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Who else wants to describe their look? Go ahead, Gwen.
I'm absolutely wearing, first of all, it's a very expensive dress because of my background. My parents have a lot of money, but like it was something my mother sent me that I'm just wearing. And I imagine that it probably is like a plain black dress, but when it shifts under the light, it almost looks like nighttime stars come up, just as like a callback to like divination and like seeing the stars in the future and stuff. But the way I fill it out, like it clearly fits me, but the way I stand makes it look like it doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Quinn.
I think Quinn over like the past couple years has kind of like acquired sort of like a collection of formal clothes for different dances through like just going to like a thrift shop on the surface like a bunch of times, and they kind of like they can never really decide exactly what they want to wear. So I think they're wearing kind of like a suit with like suit pants but like a skirt over top, like a like about knee length skirt, and then also has like kind of a top hat that has like a short veil that comes down over their eyes.
Yes.
I love that we have
Please.
pants that look like a skirt and a skirt that also is pants.
Yeah, well, it's pants and a skirt. They're two separate clothing items.
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah,
It's fashion.
it's fashion.
It's fashion. Okay. So everyone is dressed up, and as night cometh, students begin to file into the long-awaited back to school bash. The bash is held in a pretty much a ballroom bubble of sorts. It's reserved for formal activities. dances. Sometimes if they have an assembly, they just gather everybody in there. Not often used, but it doesn't matter because it's a magical underwater bubble, so they can have as many as they want. There are professors waiting at the front to just take a head count of students and see who is coming to say hi to people. Inside, there's it's a dance. The bubble is decorated elegantly. It's in a lot of metallics, a lot of silver and gold draped around. Many things are glittering. Professor Kumar has done his absolute best to accommodate the many catering requests that he has received over the last few days. And so there is a big, long table manned by himself and some other kitchen staff with various refreshments, including like a big old classic punch bowl. I think I will make an assumption and say that Theo is there pretty early.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So you can tally the results to your contest, and I will send those to you privately so you can announce them later on. The rest of the student body trickles in slowly as they're counted. Music begins to fill the space with no apparent origin, but it's playing, and people begin to get drinks, get snacks. They dance, and it's not quite time for the headmaster to make an appearance yet, but perhaps it will be soon.
Oh yeah, I never mentioned where I put the notebook, like when I got back.
Oh, yours? Yeah. Where or the one that you took? Where are you putting it?
How big is it?
It's
like, is it like composition size? Is it one of those smaller ones?
Look at this pack of origami paper. It's like this.
It's that big?
It's thick, yeah.
It's thick?
It's thick.
Okay. I think that I probably oh, it's so thick. I probably put it in between like my mattress and my box spring.
Yeah, you can do that. That's definitely not the first place anyone's gonna look. So you stow that away rather easily.
Is Professor Harkins there? Harker?
Yeah, Professor Harker is there, chaperoning just as promised.
Is she eating anything?
No. Right now she is kind of hanging towards a wall, just keeping a watchful eye over everything as the doors have opened.
Okay. If I could, I would like to take a video on my phone.
Okay.
Selfie mode, as if I'm like doing some kind of live stream, but obviously it's not a live stream because we don't really have access to that, but something that I would upload perhaps later. Just sort of, me arriving, commenting on all the decorations and the food spread and how awesome it is and the chaperones and who's there. And I would like to approach Professor Harker.
Okay. Only with slight worry on her face does she notice you approaching and allows you to come over.
Okay. Professor Harker, sorry about before. I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I just wanted you to know that we as a student body really appreciate you, and we would have loved to see you be here, but you are here, so that's awesome. Do you want to be in my video? Just say hi.
Oh, fuck. So, Roll charm, difficulty of 10.
Okay. That is a 9. But can I use an adversity token to make it 10?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes.
The dice will it so, apparently. So she thinks, and she goes, what are you making a video for?
Oh, it's, as you know, my brother Jonah passed a couple years ago, and his best friend is Theo. So I was just kind of documenting what would have been Jonah's last homecoming or back to school bash, just for posterity's sake and for my own sort of library.
I used to dabble in some behind the scenes work, voiceover and video editing, I suppose, in the mundane world. It's much easier with a wand. I will be happy to help you put your video together when it's all done.
You weren't you a teacher of his?
I was, but are you sure you want me in it?
Yeah, just a quick hello, and I'm excited to be here, especially if this is your first time chaperoning or the first time you were asked by a student to come to the dance. So, just a little different this year. And maybe it'd be cool to memorialize that for all the students to see. Why would you have an objection to that?
Once again, I am flattered, Miss Jenkins. Just let me go refresh myself, and I will join you before the night ends.
Sure.
She excuses herself toward a bathroom, an exit towards a bathroom. Okay. What is everyone else doing?
Theo's running around, is so stressed out. He's looking sharp, but he's so stressed out. He's power walking from table to table. He's checking the punch like every 5 minutes to make sure no one's tampered with it. He's checking in with Professor Kumar to make sure that all of the food is done, that we've got it all set for dinner, that it's all ready. I'm making sure that everyone's got their shirts tucked in, all that good stuff. It's great.
Yeah. The fashion, pretty good at this year's dance. People are stepping it up. Maybe it is because of your contest, but a lot of people are looking sharp. A lot of people are donning their house colors in a sort of pride that is a little bit more elevated than usual. The punch has not been tampered with, and the kitchen staff is hard at work to keep the table, all of the tables replenished and ready for students. And as things begin to fill up, there is a sort of dun, 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 dun. Someone has taken like a spoon to a glass and is banging on it to call to the attention of the students. This is Professor Waska, who teaches healing and horticulture. Many of you guys know her, and she just asks for everyone to please quiet down. The headmaster is about to speak. Everyone, please just take a seat. There is no assigned seating tonight. So please take a seat, and Miss Kraft will be with us all momentarily. Are you all going to sit together, or do you happen to have other plans?
I'll sit with anyone who wants to sit together.
Yeah, I think I'll take a seat with, wherever there's a free table, but I was saying, yeah, it's at that table for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think once again, Quinn kind of just like is like wander and like is like, oh, table. I recognize people over there. Sit down.
Okay. So you all take a seat, and the headmistress kind of makes her way to the center of the big circular room, and she has her wand tucked right here onto her throat by way of amplifying her voice. And she says, "Good evening, upper school students." And she's sort of the type where people like her, but it's not like buddy buddy in the way that certain like principals or whatever heads of departments are. So people remain relatively quiet as she speaks. And she continues and she says, "I'm thrilled to see so many of your shining faces back at Alabaster for another year. Some of you for your final year, and my 15th year here as the headmaster as well. When I was growing up, my mother was the headmaster here at Alabaster, and while my experience was different than most because of that, my time here was very important to my development and to my eventual career here in teaching. I hope that coming back this year, all of you in the upper school are keeping your educations and careers in mind and moving towards your goals in the magical world. And I hope that you will make us proud as future Alabaster alum. At this point, I welcome you all to raise a toast, and the glasses on the tables all fill up from the bottoms with like a sparkling lemonade. He says, "To another year of learning at this fine school we all share. Cheers." She doesn't have anything, but everyone clinks and drinks. You guys are cute, I agree. And with that, the dance continues. Many people stay at their tables and are kind of chattering. It's been a month of school. Some people who are in different houses or in different years are maybe seeing each other for the first time. People are taking pictures of their outfits and things like that. Professor Harker has not yet returned to the ballroom, but you do all notice a familiar swish of the water outside. It's dark, but the water is illuminated by some kind of magical just spheres of light that are stuck outside as part of the decor. As you see the tail of Melly, and she has made her way to the dance. I would say whoever is going to consider themselves the authority on Melly, I would think that is Gwen, but if someone else wants to do it, let me know. Go ahead and roll Brains difficulty of 10.
Anyone?
Yeah,
Is it me?
It can be any one of you.
Try? Can multiple people try?
I will allow 2 people to try.
I got a 17.
Oh my lord.
Well.
Okay. So, Melly.
Ooh, everything froze. Okay, I gotta leave.
Oh no. Oh wait, that's not good.
We can still hear you.
Should I continue talking? I don't know if Layla can hear us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So you notice, and Gwen notices and conveys to you, maybe actually, I don't know. Gwen notices that, oh boy, Melly is a large creature. She is like beyond, your comprehension, larger than a whale by a lot, larger than 2 whales, larger than 3 oceans. Big girl. And she is moving awfully fast for her normal speed. You're muted.
Hi, I missed a lot of that.
Okay.
Sorry, I cut out.
Okay, how much did you catch?
I caught she's a whale that's like she's very big and she's moving at a fast speed.
Yeah, that is essentially what you've noticed for your role. For her size and your understanding, just like your general knowledge of how she works, this is a fast pace for her.
Okay. I go towards. Is she coming from like a part of the dome? I imagine we have like a dome almost kind of.
Yeah, I'd say right now it appears like some sides of the walls are covered by different structures they have, but with your roll, you can put together that she is circling the dome.
Oh my goodness! Can I? I don't know if I'm allowed to ask, but does it feel like a predator almost circling prey?
I'm tempted to have you roll again, but your success was what, like 7 above?
I feel like a 16.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. It feels like unnaturally ominous for her.
Okay.
And just as you see Professor Harker dip out of the bathrooms, there is a loud bang. The slap of Melly's tail on a side of the dome, as it's not glass, it's magic, so it doesn't crack, but instead kind of reverberates down, and a hush falls over all of the crowds, students and teachers alike, in a deep confusion. And after a few moments, someone screams. And that is where we are going to end our episode tonight.
But she liked the proposal.
So much just happened.
Yeah, just a little bit. All right, let's do some promoing before we leave. Phil, you can go ahead and start.
Hi, I'm Phil. I use any pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Phil_Kutch, or streaming on Twitch with increasing regularity at twitch.tv/Phil Kutch. Miriam.
Thanks. So you can follow me on Twitter at media_junkie. I am a caretaker for Utopia, as well as a co-host for their Super Geek, which is a rotating cast of people. We play one-shots, and yeah, that's me. Layla.
Hey, thank you. I am Layla. If you do !Layla, you can get some of my information, mostly because it's very hard to spell because of my last name. I am also doing Composure tomorrow night and on Wednesday nights with the lovely Honey and Dice and our stream manager for this show, Nikki.
Yes, Nikki.
Yes, Nikki. Just a round of applause real quick. But yeah, that's me, and I will send it over to Josh.
Yes. Hi. Thank you for having me. This was so fun. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Josh Zombie. for specifics, to the exclamation point Josh to figure out all of that. And other than that, I'm not doing any kind of streaming or anything like that other than this. However, I do teach, so I just want to say, please be careful, take care of yourselves, please be safe, and take care of each other. All right, that's it. And Christiana.
I was muted. Hi, I'm Christiana, or Chris, whichever. You can follow me at Carpe Christi on all the socials. I am sort of on a break. Well, our stream is on a break right now, but you can head over to twitch.tv/RJ Cresswell to watch VODs, and hopefully whenever we start streaming again, our D&D 5e horror campaign is going really, really well. It's super fun, and our chat is always just the most energetic. We have like art, people who put in like art for us and like make memes, and it's just, I absolutely love them, and I miss that so much. So yeah, be great if you could follow.
I think that's everybody, right? Okay. So I'm Max. I am Arcane Goth anywhere on the internet that I want you to find me. You can catch me here for one more Tuesday for the what will be a very high action wrap up of this series. You can find me on Wednesdays, maybe, on the Fey Realm for Neon and Chrome. Currently reworking some stuff, but we will be finishing out the campaign there. And on Fridays, I am with Critical Misses for the Growing of the Dim as your favorite hockey himbo, Eli. I'm also available for professional jamming services. That is linked on my Twitter with my card, or you can DM me. I'm chronically online. And with that, thank you everyone for coming. I hope you enjoyed our little sea monster lore dump. Keep yourselves safe, and we'll see you all next Tuesday.